Here we go. All right. So this month was experiment 7, 8, and 9. And let me see. What I have for 7 was working with value. And so what did y'all find? I'll come later and share mine.
Here's mine.
Oh, okay. I love
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't, it's like one kind of purple and then there's these others. So it's like going that direction and then the other way.
it. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can tell, but purple.
Yeah.
Here's mine. I just
All right.
did
Oh, that's
greens.
pretty.
It is pretty.
Yeah, put it, talk more, Heather, because the Zoom apparently, I've got it sharing, but it's not sharing. So
Okay, I just did greens, and of course, I did one value class like at another guild, and of course, you think something's dark, and it's not dark. It's based on what it's around.
Mhm.
So I really liked this that I used for the paw, and so I tried to do high contrast with these two greens, the light and the dark.
Mhm. Yeah, good deal.
Works.
Yep.
Next, just because I wanted to go after Brenda because I did a green leaf. And that's funny because this shows up as more, it's looking kind of blue on there to me, but it's really a turquoisey green.
Mhm.
And it sort of flowed. I was really surprised because this is actually a repeat. I did this several lessons back, and I think it was not analogous, the one before that. But anyhow, it just shows how the colors flow. So
Okay. Let's see. Well,
I did this,
yeah. Oh.
Looks good.
which are
Mhm.
different purples, but then this one, in reality, there's more purple in it, but I guess I got it off to the side than on the green. So
Mhm.
anyway, that was mine.
Okay. Well, Wendy, you got
Wendy?
one?
Well, I made 4 bear paws. I don't know. This one was my first one, and I just wanted to try it out. And I had these fabrics, and I wanted to do something different with the yellows
Mhm.
or gold. And then this one might show more. Well, I don't know.
That's pretty.
Had that one and this guy. And I'll put this lavender on there. This does have a little pink in it. So anyway, I want to make one more, and then I'll have a block for a
Well, back in another thing, I misunderstood the directions and I made this. So I figure this one really goes with monochrome or one shade. I think that's what I was, yeah, different values of the same color. And so to make up for that mistake, I went back and made it. So, so this one is whatever I should have made the other time. So that's
and may I'm still on chapter 1.
okay.
I just finished
That's
it, I
fine.
guess.
And if you want any other ones that you want to show, experiment. I had a little trouble with finding the experiment some of the time here. Experiment 8 was creating a palette, and let me see. So there was actually the challenge was value, color play, swap value. So that was the blue one. Okay, so let me see what I've just gone crazy. Sorry.
Hmm.
What did I do for 7?
7
Can
was
I go back to
monochrome.
value just a second?
Yeah.
I thought it was good on page 58 where she said,
Uh-huh.
value creates movement.
Uh-huh.
Her 2 examples were the Whisper Baby quilt and the triangle color story wall art, and how, I often forget that when I'm picking out stuff, picking out colors that to create that movement.
Mm-hmm.
Value
Yeah,
is really what does it.
right. And I do too.
I get stuck, I guess.
That's what Diane, the stash bandit, Harris, Diane Harris always preaches this value.
Yeah, so okay, now the actual she's got it starts getting kind of confusing. She has experiments and then she has swatch challenges. So swatch challenge was to make something monochromatic. Then number 8, the challenge was to find something that you have a hard time matching in your stash that, and find a way to try to, let's see, a fabric that you like but haven't ever used. So did anybody do that one?
I found her instructions confusing on that page, so no, I didn't do it.
Okay, well, I did it. So see this right here, I have had it for a long time. Actually, bought it in Rome at a fabric shop in Rome, and had a great time buying it. And then I didn't know what to use it for. So anyway, then I found the pinks and the yellows in there, and brought that into it.
Mhm.
So that's what I did with this one, and anyway, that's what I did for that. Finding something hard. And
I did a square, and it's not gonna show up real well. The leafy one with that one is the one I've had for forever. And I kept pulling fabrics and I still didn't use according to her instructions, I don't think, because I don't have any value there. It's all the same
uh-huh.
thing.
But your
But it
brown
did-
is different.
Right.
It's a little
Yeah,
different.
and it did pull, that sort of went in as a neutral, which was supposed to pull everything else together, but it's, I had a real hard time with the lessons this time. And even when she was talking about when she was talking about value and light and dark and medium, and in there somewhere she said that I have always thought that no matter what color you were working with, what value you were working with, depending on what you put it with, anything can be a light or a dark or a medium if you put the right things on the other side of it. And I don't think she made that clear. In fact, I think there was one point where she said you couldn't do that. So
Well,
I had a hard time with this lesson.
yeah. Well, some of the time I'm sitting up here by myself in my sewing room, and I have to underline parts in my book so I can be sure that I'm getting the right thing. Well, then of course we left the value and went into exploring neutrals.
Oh, wait,
And
here's mine with the
oh, I'm
color.
sorry. Yeah, Karen, go.
All right, so this fabric is one that I've got a lot of
Uh-huh.
and have had a hard time. It's kind of a gray green or yellow
Yeah.
green. I don't know what that is. It's ugly. And then there's, if you can see it, there's purple in there and some blue.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, and some pink
You wanna
even.
borrow this?
So this is, I was pulling
It's not in the
fabrics
kitchen.
to go with it. So the center one is the one I had a hard time with over the years. I've had it for a long time. I've got a big chunk of it. And that's what I did with it.
That's neat,
Well,
and you
on,
went both ways with it.
yeah, and on Zoom, it looks kind of like a dark neutral. I
Mhm.
mean, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah, it kind of is. It's just ugly, I think. I don't know. I bought it really cheap. I don't know if any of y'all were even around when the lady who had a shop on Germantown Road, she got sick, and then she was selling her stash of everything out of her house, and I think you fill a brown paper grocery bag, you know how big those are, with
Yeah.
fabric for $5.
mm.
And this was a big chunk of it
Mm.
that was in there.
Use it for a backing
Yeah.
forever.
Here's what I had, and I didn't really like this, how it turned out. I like this fabric. I didn't really pick one I didn't like. But then this just didn't speak to me. So I did this one.
Ooh.
That
Oh,
looks good.
It
Prettier.
spoke better,
Yeah.
but I just was using fabric from my scraps. Um,
yeah,
so yeah, that assignment was a little difficult.
yeah.
So.
Okay, anybody else on this one? Now, I'm gonna say this, well, Wendy's gonna say this. Wendy discovered something about the author of this book. So tell us, Wendy, and she's gonna put it on Facebook for us.
Well, I looked up her Rachel's website first of all, and then I thought, well, maybe she had a blog or something on this information, and I did find it. It was August. She started it August 28th, 2020 on her blog, so I can copy the link and put it on Facebook. It's really cool because she has all the chapters listed, and then you can click on the chapter and see her comments, and then you might find a link to somebody else, another quilter, and her ideas about it. So I thought it very useful.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
think-
good, especially since
Yeah.
I missed a couple of weeks.
Well, I'm gonna
I
go
missed
back.
a lot of weeks.
I want to go look at what she, some of her thoughts too. Anytime, I guess, when you're writing a book, you can't put everything you're thinking into it, or it would be, huge and nobody would read it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, well,
Yeah.
we're getting into the neutrals, and it's kind of complicated because it starts out with those browns, and I don't like brown. So, so that, and it was also hard to find what exactly she wanted to do with this.
I didn't ever find it for experiment 9.
Well, I mean, page 68 says experiment 9, but I didn't figure out what we were supposed to do.
And then she had challenge 9. So I did challenge 9. And it was the neutrals. It says, pair your brown fabrics with color.
Where is that? I don't see challenge 9.
75.
75?
I didn't turn far enough.
Oh,
It kind of passes experiment 10 working with grays and browns, but I
okay,
think-
yeah, I saw that and I stopped looking.
I did too. I stopped.
well, anyway, this is what I did. I had this brown fabric, which was a difficult fabric to do anything with because it had this teal. And
Mhm.
so I had some other teals. I almost put 2 teals, but then I thought, no, I'll pair it with a pale tan. And so that's what I did with that.
That gives you your value.
Yes, and different values. And I've gone all over the place with my 9 patches, so that's gonna look a mess when I get them all put together. Anyway, anybody else find anything challenge 9, or we can or if you did, okay, Karen.
Oh, that's
I've got my favorite, I guess a recent favorite fabric is this colorful one in between. So there's different kinds. There's a light brown, dark with some of those colors with
Yeah.
earthy colors, and then one more brown and another light brown.
Okay.
Pretty.
I like the way you alternated it with the colorful. I'm thinking that's 3 strips or 4 strips of the same colorful fabric, or 5 strips, or
It's 3, and then the outside, they'll barely show when they're sewn
yeah,
in.
yeah. Neat.
Pretty.
Wendy, you had something? Wendy, did you
No.
just? No.
No, I just, I know that's going to be difficult for me because I've never been. If I did, I just don't think, I don't see me doing a complete neutral quilt. I'm not big on just a neutral
Yeah.
quilt,
Yeah.
but I see you can add color, so that's good.
Does anything else anybody want to, I'm gonna turn off the recording unless somebody else has something to share, because I think Mary is the only one watching this, because I certainly don't like to watch myself. So I'm gonna turn off the recording, and